Welcome to Terrorcon week. We're spending this week doing some quick reviews of the new Beast Hunters Legion class Terrorcon homages, starting with their first release, Twinstrike, based on G1 Sinner Twin. His colors invoke the original but don't duplicate, with the yellow being brighter and the blue having only a slight hint of green. The traces of purple are still there and, strangely enough, the deco adds metallic teal to his forelegs. I don't know why either, it's a pretty random inclusion. The dragon mode is based on an Orthrus, kinda like a Cerberus but with a missing head, and it looks really nice, lots of sharp spikes from head to tail. Love how the toy carries that through the whole design. Like the articulation too, ball joints at the hips, shoulders, both necks, and even the rear ankles make for a really poseable beast mode for a Legion toy. Speaking of, the beast mode really makes him feel bigger than your average Legion. Oh, sure, it's an optical illusion of course, but you know what? It works. His weapon can be mounted like a gun at several points on his beast mode. Some of them look decent, and others, well, look pretty silly. If you're after that, just mount it in one of his mouths and pretend like he's a dog playing fetch with Thor. If it looks goofy, might as well go all the way, right? Transforming him is pretty involved for a Legion. I especially like the extra effort to let his head fold away. The hips are kinda sketchy. You have to force them past the bulge in the legs, which does not feel good, but it hasn't broken on me yet, so it's okay so far. In robot mode, Twinstrike is a vicious little bot with dragons for hands. The man will punch and bite you at the same time. Aside from the metallic purple we've added to the deco, the Predacon logo is now visible, tiny as it may be. We also get a head done up in that metallic teal, which makes a little more sense than his beast legs. It's a nice sculpt that has absolutely no basis on the original head at all. This is where you can really tell the homage ends of the colors in beast mode, as robots for the new Terrorcons do their own thing, and Twinstrike does his well. His proportions are spot on, probably the best of the Terrorcons, and he comes off looking really cool with the spike-covered arms. You get to keep most of the ball joints from beast mode, with the added hinge on each arm at the torso. No knees or elbows though, so while his existing articulation has good range, he still looks pretty stiff. Once again, we get to employ his piston hammer accessory, except this time when we plug it into the beast's mouth, it actually looks good. He can hold it as a hammer or a cannon, and while his other parts are available to hold it, the only really useful one left is on his back for storage. All around, I think Twinstrike was a really good way of kicking off this mini line of Predacons. He's an overall great Legion class toy that really stands well on his own. But Terrorcons are rarely alone for long, and this is just the beginning. We've still got plenty more to see this week.